Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Al Ferguson, and let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Ronnie Larson and POW reinvents theater in Wilton Manors with Sound of Music. Here's how they did it. Something very new happened on Wilton Drive last night, and it wasn't the 65-year-old Broadway musical Sound of Music. It wasn't so unusual to see a production of the Rodgers and Hammerstein classic that was written in 1958. What was unusual is that it was produced by Ronnie Larson and Plays of Wilton. This is a creative organization that has given us productions like Truck Stop Sally. Remember that one? Well, last spring, Larson also produced a free outdoor production of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum at Wilton's Mickle Park. That inspired Norman Extract, the founder of the Fort Lauderdale LGBTQ+ meetup group, to offer a $50,000 grant to produce something else. Surprisingly, they landed on The Sound of Music. Last night, the first of the 12 performances through the middle of June Pride Month began at historic Richardson Park on Wilton Drive. The show was an eyebrow raiser. The theater on the park concept used the historic Richardson Mansion and the grounds as the living set for the musical. Several unique features happened for the first time on America's gay Main Street. First, there were 19 members of the cast, including 7 children, the youngest being 7. The cast had powerful voices for the show. The production featured a creative crew of 13. The musical was performed with live music, not an expected track. This was all a surprise, as Wilton Drive already has some of the most diverse live entertainment for the LGBTQ community in the country. But that is generally individual singers, specialty acts, and drag queens. This was something very different. Here are some examples. Much was made in social media about Larson and his swivel chairs for this production. Frankly, it didn't make sense. They shared a video of constructing new swivel chairs for an outdoor production. Why office-like swivel chairs? Well, last night, before the production begins, Larson explains this is theater in the round, but in reverse. The audience is in the swivel chairs, and the production will be done all around them, as your chair can move with the actors in all 360 degrees around you. Around you. You follow the actors. It was clever, as it meant they did not have to have any sets except for the historic home and the beautiful grounds from twilight to evening. And it totally worked. Larson told the theater in the park audience, quote, "I think this is the first time a musical has ever been done with swivel chairs," end quote. The audience laughed as the musical moved from location to location, all the while audience members swiveled in their chairs. Another interesting moment was the famous dinner ball scene that was held in the musical and the film. The cast encouraged the audience to come into the Richardson Mansion and become part of the performance and participate in the ballroom dance scene leading up to the beloved Von Trapp children's goodnight song, "So Long, Farewell." The audience became a part of the cast, including waving goodnight to the children. The results? POW in the park delivered and exceeded the expectations of the audience last night. After all, one of the most interesting facts about this cultural project on Wilton Drive was the program was completely free. That's right. They introduced tickets for just the first 4 shows, and they were free. Then they had a rollout of the next 4 shows, and so forth. Yesterday, Plays of Wilton asked all of the patrons who were coming to the performance to reconfirm they were attending, as so many people were trying to get tickets. POW, Ronnie Larson, and producer Jack Stein have reinvented something fresh for the gay community on Welton Drive. That's rare. And it totally worked. Totally. Special notes as we single out the exceptionally fine voices and performances of Maria, played by Abby Adler, and Liesl, played by Nicole Hewlett. Mother Abbess, played by Irma Gloria, had a powerful performance of Climb Every Mountain, as the iconic song seemed so appropriate last night for today. It was not lost on the audience of the undertones of growing Hitler Nazism in 1938 and the anti-LGBTQ politics in Florida and America we are watching today. Many, including me, got emotional as Mother Abbess says, "We cannot hide inside our walls," as she encouraged us to follow every rainbow. Perhaps she was challenging our walls right here in Wilton Manors. My party brought a picnic before the show. I did not attend last night's opening thinking that Plays of Wilton would blaze new trails with a 1950s musical. I could not have been more wrong. Pow in the Park used a historic location on Welton Drive, had no sets, an amazing story both in how it was funded and in the cast and production who produced it. It's outdoors and theater in the round, but reversing who was really in the round. All accomplished with swivel chairs. Something new is happening on the very gayest Wilton Drive, and we are all craving more. Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing to Queer News Tonight.